Welcome to Minute Mix Tips. This is going to be a short one, I hope, and it's about bass and it's about subtractive EQ. I've selected this same song, Ms. Marianne, by the group Levon, and I do this because of the genre, almost the last bastion of consistent use of the Fender bass guitar, the electric guitar, in Nashville. And the basic lesson here, which I first discovered working with Gary Getzman and Mike Piccirillo way back in the 80s, was to get really good definition out of the bass and clarity. The idea is to roll off low-end subtractive EQ rather than to try to add a lot of peaks in the mid-range, both lower and upper mid-range regions of the instrument. So by rolling off bottom and turning up the instrument, you achieve both. So I'll solo for you the bass DI. And you can see here some of the devices I have on it, but the one I want you to focus on is this one. And in this EQ here, what I've done is I've rolled out 3 dB of 33 cycles and also added 3 dB at 820 cycles. Another thing I could have done is gone up a little bit to 100 cycles on the bass and rolled that out even more and done no EQing in the top. Now there you heard another bass come in. I'll show you that secret also in a second, but going back to the top, just the 1 DI. Look here and you can see what came in, and we'll talk about it in a minute. So here's this bass guitar, and you're going to need good speakers to really hear this. Rolling out bottom, okay, and adding output is better for the overall sound of the instrument in the track. And I walked it across that floor, and the ladies all then simply to add points at different frequencies. You get all the upper frequencies if you just roll out the bottom. Just while we're at it, let me go over a couple of other things about bass that I've done here that I think are interesting. First, on the primary signal, this really fat-sounding Abbey Road plug-in is the kind of head of the chain plug-in, the top end of a console, front end of a console. And I want to talk about this compressor. Whenever I really want to add character to a bass guitar, I put it through this Tube Tech compressor. I can't tell you why this works the way it does. Let me go back to the verse again. But what it does just astounds me. I've got it on both basses, but here's the main one here. In and out. See how much definition and point comes into that sound with this compressor? You just all of a sudden get more pick, you get more everything. I don't know why, I just use it. It's badass. I try to get between 3 and 6 dB of compression. And here's the makeup gain. Now, there's the chorus, and I want to show you that. What comes into the choruses here on this bass, and this is also something I first did on Lit, I think, or maybe way before that. Every time a chorus enters, I add a second, a duplication of the bass track with this distortion on it. Well, this is just one kind of distortion, but a distortion. Here I used a preset from Guitar Rig, which I then modified, that adds this sound. Just to the choruses. There's a little delay in there too with this device, which is a really effective echo. Just a delay line, but it's that sort of excellent sounding lexicon delay line, which I love, and that just gets added to this. And then instantly you get a little lift and a little growl, a little bit more distortion and angst in the chorus, and subliminally or prominently gives it a lift. So that's it for today. Subtractive EQ can be your friend, especially with low frequency instruments. But really it works for everything. You know, if you want the voice to be brighter, roll out the low end and turn it up. You get a more balanced and smooth upper register of the voice, bass, guitars, anything. Experiment more with subtractive EQ than you were used to. That's it for today. Happy mixing.